think, how long till we get an election? 3 years?
Yeah.
Right, so we've got 3 years for an election. Right, we had 4 years of meetings, hearings, facilitated conferences to get a rate. So we're looking at 7 years before we get a rate, which means we're looking at another 1,000 drivers here, which is totally not the way forward that this needs to go. There's rates model there, there's legislation there, put it back in. If not, drop some legislation that makes the RSRT legislation look like nothing. Give it steroids.
But Steve, you have to have the numbers to be able to fight the government to get it in.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay, the numbers of 9,074 dead.
Yeah, I understand
Lie
that.
with our elected officials, our politicians. And currently where we are now, there is no united voice that represents the transport industry. The pressure, the blowtorch is not being put to the politicians to say, hey, you tax this industry greater than any other industry. Does anyone think another industry gets taxed greater than this industry? Every time you poor buggers put your key in the ignition, tell me someone who doesn't get something out of it. Right? It's, Christ almighty, you pay for the privilege of not only building the roads, but running on them. No one else pays the privilege of running on the roads unless it's a toll. You guys do. You're the ones paying the fuel tax. I mean, it's not rocket science. So what we have to do is we have to actually get all the grown-ups in the room, all those that have been opposed. And trust me, Jerry Brown, Sarah and I have become good mates. But Jerry Brown and I had completely different positions before all this because we've actually all walked through and gone, you know what, you're saying the same thing as me, but you've got a different colour shirt or you're in a member of a different association. We're now actually saying, who cares what membership you are of or where you sit or what colour your shirt is? What are we going to do to improve it?
He's going to stand up for it.
Yeah,
He's going to stand up.
you guys are going to do it.
We are.
You guys have got to do it.
Together.
You guys have actually got to put the political blowtorch to your elected politicians.
All of us.
But to get those to reality, Queensland takes I intend to get up
We
in
need to get
tomorrow
under the umbrella.
and list a number of high-profile companies that operate out of Queensland that are ripping their drivers off wholesale and how they're doing it, right? But what that potentially would do, even though I have parliamentary privilege to do it, that would probably make me unemployable, right? Because the word will get around, don't touch that guy. He knows what he should be paid, or he's going to drop it. Follow-ons, right? Safety awards. Pay their fucking line-haul drivers $81 a week in super, right? Doesn't matter how many Ks they do, $81 in super. The ATO says that the super formula for long-distance drivers is 2,850 kilometres times the kilometre rate times 9.5%. That doesn't add up to $81. Ernst Transport have quite a good EBA. An accountant come into the business with them, thought, oh, fuck this, we don't want to pay them that much. I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll employ them all under a labour hire company called Regency Park and pay them less than what the EBA says, but we won't tell them that we're doing it. Hightrans use an EBA company called Prime Contracting to pay their drivers, right? But they all walk around in Hightrans shirts, drive Hightrans stuff. This is what we've got to expose, because all these companies get up there fucking giving themselves their pats on the back, copping the safety awards at the industry fucking dinners and shit like that, and they are ripping their Blenners, for instance, right? I've got an email from the head of HR for Blenners that says they pay their casual drivers the same as permanent drivers. The only difference is when you're permanent, you get your own truck, right? So they're just rewritten the whole fucking awards themselves, right? But these are all companies on the march, right? Because the drivers are fucking paying for it. Oh, Kelvin Baxter, when I had a go at him years ago when I worked for him, you're ripping us off, Kelvin. Oh yeah, but I give you good trucks to drive. That's right, and we're fucking paying for them, right? This is what's going on in the industry. This state is a wage theft capital of Australia as far as transport goes, right?
Rob, I agree with what you're saying, but what this is about is we're trying to push a start. I agree with what you're saying. That needs to be later down the track.
No, I think we need to expose them straight away because they're carrying on with their bullshit every day, right?
Yeah, I agree with you, but right here, right now, today, we are trying to all work as a team to push for a start.
Let me pose this. Spot on. Let me just pose this to you. when there's a Memorial Day, or there's a picnic day, or there's a truck show, I don't know. You get good turnouts? You do?
Same crowd all every time.
Okay, but what would be a good turnout?
From here,
1,000?
lights on the hill, lights on the hill, 400.
Okay, yeah, tremendous.
600 trucks there last year.
So 600, that's fantastic. What if there was a call for arms of, hey, what are we going to do to get paid properly? Do we get a turnout?
Yeah, well we are. We are.
No, I don't expect you to be able to answer now. I want to pose that problem to you.
Well, I think if we got out there, Steve, and if we got out there and we just spread the word, but take the time and sit down on the one-on-one and tell the next bloke. Look, you take the amount of people we've got in this room, we'll double the people by next time. And if they did the same, and that's, I think, the best way to spread the word, and then we can get somewhere.
Because I think like this, you see, this is what I'm trying, because there's so much emotion that comes into it. Number one is, there are 15, 20 people here who've made the effort in short notice in 2 days. That in itself says, hey, we're interested. All right? We've got a number of people through the states, it's now starting to gain momentum, particularly through the eastern states, through Victoria, New South Wales, and here. They're all wanting to put submissions in for it, that's great. I want to avail myself to travel around and say, come on, this is not a me versus you argument, or you versus you argument. This is making it as simple as I possibly can put it. We recognise, and I don't say this in the media, we recognise there are a lot of rogues in our industry. There are. Fucking thieves, there's no doubt about that. A lot of them push down that path for a number of different reasons. One is they've got commitments that they can't get out of, they've lost a contract to someone else, they've gone down lower, or they've been squeezed from the top of the supply chain. I'm isolating that. I'm trying to run the public opinion is that, hang on, let's target the top. While there's no laws in this land that will allow the trucking industry to have an enforced cost recovery model, it's open slather. So why don't we just focus our efforts on this? When we get out there to the industry and say, come on boys and girls, we can't keep going down this path. What are we going to do to address it? And I'm not talking about, I mean, it would be great, blockade human. Oh yeah, fantastic, great. Meanwhile, every other state operates and those that don't go into human keeps going.
No,
But it does.
blockade just always stops on.
Oh, that would be great. I'm old school, but that's not going to happen. Okay, but go back to this. What is what is?
I've been there bloody.
No, I'm a dinosaur. Okay, I get
Since
that.
1979.
Yep, and that's when I bought my first truck in 1980, and I remember that. So let's go back to this. We need to be able to put the political spotlight on the parties and say, who's going to address the trucking issues in this nation? Is that hard?
Yeah, but there's so much red tape in legislation, but they don't come up with so
Yeah,
much
but
bullshit that there's no
That's
funding.
what he's saying. Go to the next time your politician is doing his big speech in your area, right, for an election, stand up and say, what are you going to do for the local transport?
Well, you know what I'd rather do? I'd rather say, let's just say I'm here in Queensland now, and it's a Queensland loading up. Okay? But I'm here in Queensland, so I'll talk about Queensland. Wouldn't it be magnificent if you had the transport industry with its elected representatives all on the same page for 2 or 3 things? And those 2 or 3 things say, you can't fine us ridiculous amounts of this because we didn't stop here, and you can't because we spelt the Coonabarra brand wrong, or whatever the bloody thing is.
Book for that.
Wouldn't that be? We know. Brother, we know. This is the problem. You know why? Because the inaction in this industry is like this. Get on the UHF.
Nobody's put a call out on the news.
So what I'm saying is, come back to this. This industry, and now I'll talk about Canberra where I am. Even though I'm Perth based, I live in Perth. You don't matter. None of you matter. Not important. Don't need to talk to you. Why do I need to talk to you? The ATA talks for you. The ATA come in here and they're our mates. The ATA and the Logistics Council. Great mates of the trucking industry. Beauty. Fantastic. Give me a Kenworth, mate. I need to get a photo taken because I've got some drought policy going because the farmers are going broke or something. Bye. Knock, knock, knock. The trucking industry will get the shit screwed out of us. You know, we're getting these ridiculous fines. Oh, that state, don't talk to me. Guys, it's like the old story, and I can only be as honest as I can. As long as you're prepared, not you, when I say the, let's go from you, the. As long as the industry's prepared to cop that, hallelujah, easy days. let's go out and make some bullshit announcement. We're going to spend so many millions of dollars on some bridge that no one had fucking input into getting it built. You've got your brand new thing here that's so magnificent. All the polys are lined up wanting to get a photo. Chris Rowe gave me a photo. I think Chris Rowe did a big thing on it, didn't he? Chris told me there's no truck, there's no consultation. You can't get here, you can't get there. So all I'm saying is I'm not advocating. I'd love nothing better than to say we're not moving until we get it fixed, but it ain't going to happen. So let's take the next step. Let's get our politicians, make them start working for us. Let's go and see what the political parties are prepared to do for you in the trucking industry. But while you're silent, ain't going to happen. And that's my phone.
They don't give a fuck about the Glenn Sterles of the world. They've got a job for the rest of their lives, right? And they go out and they say, okay, we're going to spend money on this, we go to spend money on that. They go and see the minister and say, we want to do this. The minister goes to Parliament and says, we're going to do this. They all go out, as Glenn said, get the photos taken and go, fuck, we're good. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you go along to them and, you know, I'm speaking from experience here, you go along to a politician and say, okay, I'm a part of such and such a group, transport industry, and they say, well, so what? Either that or the other response is, oh, okay, well, tell me all about your problems. And you tell them all about your problems and you walk out the door and they go, okay, now where do we go? Where do we talk to about something else? You know, it's like,
it doesn't matter.
But that's why you've got to talk to the next bloke and get yourselves in. If you're going to go, you go see your local member, right, and get it into their head. Because what they worry about then is the votes. When you come from their area.
yeah, but how many people
Then
you
they
going to
worry
pick up in
about
their
votes.
area?
Then they worry about their votes.
Swing down this path, you know what? You've got 20,000 people in an area voting, right? 5,000 of them are part of the transport industry. They don't really care about that 5,000 votes because they're not going to lose most of them anyway. You know, really, at the end of the day, politicians don't give a fuck about the constituents.
Well, I can tell you now, Keith, I got a lot of better things I can do with my time.
Exactly.
Than sit here, than travel the country and listen to truck drivers, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? It ain't going to stop me, mate. Because, you know,
there are always exceptions to the rule.
That's
I
right.
don't know
So,
with that. I'm talking.
and you're right. And what I'm saying very clearly, Alvo has given me the opportunity to get out there, continue the work. We're going to back in safe rates, however, whatever shape it. We're going to back in safe rates. So I'm saying to you as clear as possible. We've now got an option. We've got an option to say, what are we going to do? But you know what? I want the industry to come with me. I can tell you now, I said this at the first, Frank, you was my witness, at the first Road Industry Standards Forum. I said, if Labor wins the election, I can tell the whole industry, don't care what your thoughts are, I'm doing the RSRT. That's what I said. I said, but you know what? I'm not going to do it. I said, because we're now going to do it, whatever we come up with, it's going to be developed by industry, and the owner drivers are going to play a lot greater role than what they played before. And we'll do it right. So I'm looking at it like this. We're now in that mindset now of, come on, what are we going to do? What is it that you want? I'm asking you. My life would be a lot easier if I didn't have to come out and talk to you. My life would be real simple. Because I would just sit there, twiddle my thumbs, check out Wednesday's racing guide, look for a winner on Saturday maybe, and then if we win the election, I'll just go and do it. Couldn't be further from the truth. This is the truck driver talking, not the politician. So, to do that, we've got to bring the industry with us. We have to all be absolutely fair income. We want to fix it. You're not laying down in front of the bloody, whatever your main highway is to Sydney, the Pacific or whatever.
Yeah, Pacific.
Yeah, you're not laying across the Bruce saying we're not going to let any bananas in here or pineapples. I'm actually asking you, it's costing you nothing but your time. Stand up, let's be counted. Let's be a voice that is united. So if you have elected representatives from Queensland, there might be 200 or 300 drivers, or whatever you guys decide, when they speak in Parliament in Canberra, they're speaking for the majority of transport operators in the Great State of Queensland. Is that a hard thing?
Why hasn't it happened with the 27 inquiries that we've had since 1980?
You know what, Keith? I'll tell you what's happened, brother. I'll tell you what's happened, mate. This is what's happened. Very clearly. As long as the politicians can bring you in, yeah, come here and have a cup of coffee. Love what you do. Tell me what you do. Oh, yes, fantastic. Where do you operate? Rockhampton. Oh, I used to have a holiday home in Rockhampton. Oh, did you? Yeah, great. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah,
Where's the political blowtorch? Where's the pressure that says, Minister, dear Minister, I'm speaking for and on behalf of 12,000 interstate operators are based in Brisbane or Queensland, or I'm speaking for, there's 30,000 truck drivers that have sent me to Canberra to talk to you alongside these other 3 or 4. This never happened before, mate.
No, but
Never happened before.
No, but my question still was, we've had 27 inquiries since 1980, and why has nothing ever changed?
Because no one gives a stuff, mate. This is
Exactly,
what I've said.
Exactly, so why is
It
it going to be
hasn't-
any different?
I'll tell you,
Apart from the fact
I'll
that
tell you what the
you're
difference is.
surprised about it.
I want to be able to come back to the BP in Archerfield and say, "G'day, men and boys and girls, how are we?" That's what the difference is, mate.
Fair enough.
Okay, and I think, I've spoken long enough, and I know you've got to be cynical. I understand you're cynical, your cynicism. But as I said to you very clearly, if everything was rosy, you wouldn't be here. There wouldn't be another 10, 20, 30 people that said to Steve, "Put in my apologies, I can't make it, I'm running." I'm not asking you to give me your firstborn. I'm not standing here saying, "Hey, join the Glenn Sterle organisation and give me $500 a yard, and I'll just go jump this BMW and head off to the Gold Coast for a week." I'm standing here in front of you saying, "You've got the opportunity. Let's have a go. It's going to cost us nothing. It's going to cost us a bit of time. Let's get thinking." For those representatives of the industry that go day in, day out, Steve, you're here, mate. I'm saying, you're here, Frank, I know the community, you, mate. All right, travelling the nation, talking to politicians about truck drivers' issues. You've got the steering wheel in your hands. No one knows it better than you. Why don't we have a go?
That's right.
The problem is nobody works out.
I send it to them.
Yep.
If the money's not in the fucking bank by the time I get to the delivery point, it stays on the fucking trailer. They get charged for storage, unloading, reloading, redelivery, fucking
And
whatever.
let me tell you, Ugly, you're 1 in a million compared to the rest of this
No, I'm
nation
not.
because
I'm
there
just
are.
one that's standing up for my
That's right.
fucking rights.
Yeah, but while you're doing that, let's face the facts as they are. For every one of you, there's probably 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 14 companies who employ truck drivers along. You've got a bit of crime who haven't got the same balls, the same business acumen. This is the problem we have. There is no law in this land that protects. See, there is more protection in this nation to do the wrong thing in the trucking
absolutely.
industry. So and I've listened intently, and this is, and I love it. The more that come in and have a say and have a
It's
back,
designed
it's
to protect the
fantastic.
criminal, not the honest person.
My mantra to this, you see, you have to look at, the
best
Australian
mafia
Trucking
fucking service
Association.
Hey?
It's the best mafia service running.
The Australian Trucking Association had a grand dinner in Canberra, which I did not attend. I was invited to, but I didn't want to go to the Australian Trucking Association's grand dinner to laud industry legends like Nolene Watson. Okay, and you know what her main claim to claim was? She led the charge against the RSRT. Well, that's fine, that's tremendous. So in its place, what have you put in place to protect
Dead truck
transport
drivers.
operators? Okay, so going on this, let me just flag this because I'm sitting here and watching and we've had some great conversation. I do have to meet some people in Brisbane tonight at 7. And I'm really keen, Steve, the work that you're doing on those podcasts, brilliant. We need to get that out there. But you hit the nail on the head, Ugly, because I used to be the same. When I was sitting in my truck, anywhere between Perth and I ran Perth to Darwin. I had 11 years out there, and then all of a sudden, I said earlier on, a bit of brain fell back in place and went over a grid. What the fuck am I doing out here? I've got kids at home. But I had every problem in the nation solved in my head because I had nothing fucking else to do between Perth and Darwin.
All we
Unless
do
it
is
was-
think.
That's what we
That's
do.
all we do is
But
think.
you know what? And this is what I'm saying as part of the Senate inquiry. You guys know the problems. You also have the solutions. And what I think is it's very healthy to get this out and let's all thrash it out and we'll go off in different tangents about we hate this truck buyer, we hate that fucking BP and those bastards. That's fine. We need to do all that. We have to focus. What are we going to do to fix it up? Or what do you want done to fix it up? This is where we're now at.
Outline's the list.
Sorry.
Outline's the list.
Well, you know what? Ugly? Sorry, mate. Sorry to wait. I'm going to say this. I don't, and the others have heard, and I won't go on too much. I don't see the problems, I see the solutions. Because you know why? Because I think we can identify it here. This is my view. We need to get this message out. Don't give a fuck if you're a union organiser. Don't give a fuck if you're a member of Nat Roads. Don't give a fuck if you hate everyone and you just fucking want to kill everyone.
No,
we all have the same problem.
We're all equal.
We're all equal. This is exactly right. There is not a united voice for this nation. We have for this industry. We need to have the voice, and the voice has to be. There are many things we agree on, and what we disagree on. And I don't think it is unrealistic in this nation for our trucking fraternity to say we want to be paid properly, we want to be paid on time, we want to be sustainable, and we want to be safe.
Okay,
I
but
don't think it's much else.
for us to get that, right?
Yep.
We have to pull up. We have to stop. Because it's the only way these imbeciles out there as a general public are gonna take realisation that this is a fucking reality, that we're out here, we have the most dangerous job in Australia.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And we risk our lives at 10 to 20 times every friggin' minute. When a vehicle's going past us at 100 kilometres an hour, we're doing 100 that way. Righto? We blink, carry on driver. Next one, bang, we get carry on. Every day we get home at the end of the day, another day at the office. Who cares? The missus don't care because all she wants is the coin. Righto? All the kids want is, Dad, can I have this? Can I have that? Can I have that? Can I have this? Sorry, I can't do it this week. Kids, maybe next week. Hey, mum, take a bit of a pay cut. You know, you've got to rob Peter to pay Paul all the time. Right? But my theory is, okay, I stick to my guns. I don't do no accounts. I don't owe nobody nothing. If I get work done on my truck, I pay for it. Righto? I pay for my fuel as I go. Admittedly, I use a fuel card, but I pay for it before the end of the month, so it doesn't roll over to the next month. And instead of waiting until the 23rd or the 21st or the 14th for it to come around and then to absolutely rape your bank account, I pay it manually, righto? So when I start the next month, okay, I know where I am, my finger's on the pulse, okay? But my theory is, remember when the Commonwealth Bank said no more ATM fees, righto? Everybody went to their bank and said, I'll close my account, please, I'm going to the Commonwealth Bank. Within 3 days, the big 4 banks went, no more ATM fees. Everybody followed suit. Stand up here now, righto? For every one of us that's here now, okay, there's how many owner drivers, truck drivers? 250,000?
Oh, there's 208,000 truckies.
Okay. There's 0.5% of the truck drivers in Australia that are right here, right now. Okay? For every one of us, there's 20,000 others out there driving down the road and, excuse my expression, getting dry rooted.
Yeah.
Every day.
And but those that evidence is already been put forward in the 22nd November hearing.
Give a rat's ass.
But here's the thing about spreading the word. Like, you know a ton of people, I know a ton, everyone here knows a ton. You get them all to send an email each. Glenn wants 1,000 emails.
Yeah.
That's what, not even 1% of truck drivers. So
And,
we should be able to do
each
it.
email, they just go, delete,
Okay.
delete,
All right.
delete,
And you know what?
delete.
They don't. They're published.
So we're not heard as a group, as in the 208,000 truck drivers here in Australia. We are, the only way we're going to get heard is by going and doing what you're doing now. Okay, I agree with that. Okay, but what we really need is 208,000 truck drivers turning up at Parliament House and going, you want shit delivered? Go fucking do it yourself.
Right, because I'm from the old school. Because I've said very clearly in this room, I'd love nothing better. Park up and fix it 3 days.
Fucking let's go.
But unfortunately for the laws
I'll
around,
go
it's
fill
not
my
gonna-
tanks up now.
And they can.
You can all sit on the back of the trailer. I don't give a flying fuck.
So why don't we do this? Hey guys, no. Why don't we do this? What do I think about this? I've got my Senate inquiry going around, which I'll write a report, which will have all the recommendations that you will develop with me and say this is what we want done. And then I'll say, well, if we're elected, this is what we're going to do. That's fine, okay. Why don't we also do this? Why don't we get to the wider? Do we have to do some public hearings? Why don't Queensland? You've got some wonderful. You've got the worst in this pregnant state.
As soon as
Sorry.
we do something with the trucks,
No, I'm not talking
as soon
about
as we go anywhere with our trucks,
No.
it's not a truck stop, it's classed as a blockade.
No, I'm not talking about that. You've got industry leaders in this state that are well known around with Frank, and you've got Steve. You've got people. Rob's been doing a bit of work, and there's others here. I know for a fact that couldn't be here today. Why don't we put out an open offer? Do we think we should call a Sunday morning, a Friday arbor? What's the best day? I don't know. We've never a clue. Now I'll tell you what's going to happen.
The only way you're going to get multiple truck drivers here on any given day is on their time.
Sure.
Because they're not allowed to do it on company time.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
And that is it's either a Friday, a Saturday,
Sure.
Sunday lunchtime.
So
You're gone. See you later.
No, I know, because so what I'm saying, rather than me driving, why don't we do that? Why don't we pick a date? Say, I'll come. I want to hear. Because you can't all come to Senator Inquiries because you're out there doing what you're supposed to be doing, driving trucks and meeting your payments and feeding your family.
Time, mate.
But here's the thing about making time.
No, but you got
The
to.
missus won't let them at the time.
Yeah, but hang on. Let's get back to this.
You know.
If you, as industry leaders, think that's a good idea, let's do it. Pick a date. Have a crack.
Are you talking about politicians?
No, I'm the only bloke.
Okay. The
Other blokes that come and listen.
when you get to the Senate, okay, and all the other politicians that you come up with your bill or whatever,
Yeah.
righto, they go, oh no, I'm not backing that. No, because we're only truck drivers. They don't give a flying fuck.
I can only speak for my side. We voted for it.
Hey?
I got the support of the Greens. I've got Pauline Hanson. I've got Jackie Lambie who supported
Well,
me.
tell them to put their support, right, in our back pockets.
No, wait. Let me help you. I'm going to make it real simple. Real simple. The LNP are the government. They're the government. They voted against the Senate inquiry. Everything's Mickey Mouse. Not only did they vote against it, they instructed their senators to cross the floor and vote against it, put their hand up.
Yeah.
So let's not worry about I can't.
But what are
The
they
government
going
can't
to do for us?
They're going to do nothing, mate. That's what I'm here.
Exactly.
Well, you see.
You just answered it right there.
I am saying to you, let me put this to you ugly. You need to take this back and think about. Think about this while you're driving a truck tonight while you're heading off. There could be a lot of other places. I could be sitting in Cardinia, where I live in WA, on the piss right now, 2 hours behind, feet in the pool, playing with my grandkids. I could be doing that. Okay, I haven't been instructed to get out to Archerfield and go talk to truck drivers. I want to come out to the nation to get the truck drivers in this nation and say, come on, ladies and gents, it can't keep going this way. I've said very clearly, I want to develop transport policy, safe rates, whatever. I don't care what we call the bloody thing. Call it. Put a finger in your ear legislation, I don't care. I want to be able to go, so I say to you at the next election, you know what? If I'm elected as I'm the Shadow Assistant Minister for Road Safety and the trucking stuff's in my remit. This is what we're going to do, because I can't, my kids still do it. Okay, I'm not doing it anymore. I'll take a parliamentary pension and I'll be off down the road. It's good.
Let him go.
Where's the fucking truck driver? I'm waiting for me to
Don't
pay.
get me wrong, but politicians go, we're going to do this, we promise we're going to do that.
You're not listening, we've got to get in, we've got to try.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't keep all the arguments against it.
No, it's true.
Okay.
Do you want to just film this last bit for me? I just want to thank you.
It's providing a question with a question.
I've got to get out. Good to see you. Oh, did you? Well, just come in there this morning.